Welcome back to episode 27 of Let's Play Rule the Waves, and I have just collapsed all my windows. Shoot, that bothers me, but let's try not to make too big of a deal of it. Just throw them together quickly. Just the recording software I use, it happens to think that the button I press for that is the same button that collapses all these windows to the minimum width for the text. But I really want location and I want status to be larger just because and really this one doesn't need to be as large, just because I want to see the star here, and location is, if they start moving, it's, gives you that whole thing. Anyway, off camera I just took in the rest of our berry classes, so I produced them. They're all under construction now. So we're pretty negative because I did decide to upgrade the berries 4-inch gun to the higher next thing. I didn't do fire control, but that was a pretty easy fix. So I'm not really worried about our destroyer situation. Definitely we're going to build a new destroyer class before we build any more destroyers. But that's going to take a little while because we've got to work out quite a few ships that are in the pipeline right now. So we'll wait for those to finish first. Now, I also wanted to mention that the motor torpedo boat that we saw at the end of the last episode, I couldn't remember what that was all about, and I looked it up, and it is something that does not exist in this game, at least not in its current state. And not in the current version that's actually running. I'm still on version 1.22, but even on the latest version, that's not yet quite built into the game. Okay, so let's send our Rochester. It's going to be actually rebuilt. Let's get the Olympia people. Who do we have? We're sorting by, let's see. We have quite a few in the East Coast and quite a few in the Caribbean. I don't think I want any of these guys in the Caribbean, so let's set all these guys to foreign station. And then I'm going to tell all of them to move to Southeast Asia. And we'll split up the people from Southeast Asia to, actually, I guess, no, yeah, they're moving through Northern Europe, so after they get there, we'll send some of them up to Northeast Asia. Good, so end turn. Another one of these, huh? South American country. I always like the double prestige, and the budget is nice too. Let's hope that this sends us to war with Japan. It doesn't, but it didn't really do much and sent our tensions up with Russia, which I really don't care about. Okay, obviously we have more ships in Northern Europe because they're all on their way. They're on their way. They have long range. They should be able to get there just fine. Okay. There it is. There's the one. That's the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted. The rate of fire penalty that we've had for putting our 6-inch guns into turrets is finally eliminated. Again, all these things are happening just, quite frankly, if I had just waited a little bit, you can see that that doesn't save too much, huh? Okay, I'm not as disappointed as I was previously. What did that save? Just 30? That's not that much. But it probably, yeah, okay, that's just not that much. Oh, it also will, the casemates though, they do have the negative that in choppy waters, they suffer more of an accuracy penalty. But that's fine. Okay, we've refinished. Oh, increased spending, that's kind of good. We also need to make sure we build a new heavy cruiser. Did I already do that? I forget. Yeah, we'll superimpose turrets on heavy cruisers, that's fine, take it. Mine lane submarines, that's actually pretty good. This is the final iteration of submarines that you're allowed to build. So you are given, I think, 3 submarine types. We can look. Whoops, not 4. Now we are finally able to build mine lane submarines. They are slightly more expensive, so maintenance costs of 50 versus the medium range ones have 40. They're slightly better though. So if we were forced to build submarines at this point, I think we've had 2 5% increases in reliability since the medium submarines that we built. So we would be able to build some pretty reliable mine lane submarines. However, I'm just not interested in that aspect, so we'll push on. Oh, I again forgot to see if we're building... Wow, oh, an AP hardening. That was the armor piercing shell increase. Okay, these guys have made it. Let's turn on them onto active duty. Interesting. What if I turn you to active duty? Okay, good. So we do need at least one ship. We'll turn you to foreign station just to satisfy that requirement, and we'll move you up to Northeast Asia. And then next turn we can put you on active. Active? Oh, okay. Well, let's also have you on foreign station. Oh, yeah. Foreign station, and you also move to Northeast Asia. So I guess we need, yeah, we need exactly 12,000. We will have exactly 12,000 in Southeast Asia. That's good. So we're way over the amount we need in Southeast Asia, but we're just barely going to satisfy the amount we need in Northeast Asia. Bookkeeping, it's built in even to this game. Oh, we'll take any technology. Q ships, interesting. Oh, that's just anti-submarine warfare. Okay, and now we have 18-inch guns. Wow. So at this point, that does mean that our research into naval guns, it's nice. The research into naval guns should only be about increasing quality, which means that I still have very good reasons for keeping it on high priority. You might make some arguments that it'd be better to switch up some of the priorities now that we've gotten pretty far. Like, improved director. What do we really need beyond that for fire control? I don't know. We could, for example, put this up to medium and drop this one down. I'm not ever going to drop that one down. I like fire control too much. And these are obviously just very necessary, these increases to armor and hull. And I'm still waiting for all or nothing armor. Okay, so we probably need to halt a ship because we're going to go negative. Let's halt this Huntington. So I did build another one. That's good. Let's halt this construction. And we can last another 2 turns on our current budget. Our anti-submarine warfare seems to be exploding. He's a national hero. Well, we do have a few problems with Germany. Oh, okay, ship design. Is that all or nothing armor? Oh, yeah, sorry. Well, who else wants to be halted? These are 1.5 million each, so we can halt one of them. The Charleston. I feel bad that I'm not sure if it was taken as a sarcastic comment or not, my comment about the South and their ability to correctly interpret verb tenses. It's just a joke, definitely. But in my head, I was like, you know what? Some people, I'm not popular. Nobody really watches these videos, but somebody might interpret it poorly. Heck no. The people from the South are real gentlemen. They're really nice people. I wish we had that out in California. You know, they have an understanding for politeness, which seems to be lost here. Okay, so Japan, we don't like. Let's do this. If it increases our budget and it increases our tension with Japan, that's like a win-win. Oh, I don't know why Great Britain has really spent a lot of research on ASW. I wish I could turn this off altogether, but low is the best we can do. Okay, good. It's Japan. Oh. Okay, so at least the Fresno's only out for 3 months. We will just blame Japan. Oh, okay, so we're at war with Japan, and I'm not ready at all, and they're going to have a surprise attack. But they declined their surprise attack. But something else is happening. Enemy coastal raid. I hate enemy coastal raids. Hopefully they fail to muster. Yes, good. Because I only saw 2 destroyers in the region. Okay, well, we have to act fast. Let's just steam our 2 new beautiful battleships right over there. Okay, well, let's sort by East Coast. Who else is here? Let's get a contingent. You guys are a little bit old, but 3 of you should be fine. Let's get some destroyers. The Barry classes, please. Let's take 4 of them. I mean, not that I can move the Decatur. We also need 2 minesweepers. Oh, we do need a lot of patrol fulfillment, but I think that's fine. So right now we have 2 battleships, 3 light cruisers, 4 destroyers, and 2. Yeah, that's good. So let's move you guys all over to Northeast Asia. That should be sufficient. It's going to be good. I think that that's really going to bring us into some kind of conflict. Let's just check out what the Japanese ships we are going to be dealing with is. Awesome. I mean, I would be ecstatic if our Montana class can go up against the Yashima. I mean, that would really be the battle to end all battles. They've really copied our design too. They've done this 18 6-inch guns. So we did, I think, 16 and then we focused heavily on just having. Now these are superimposed. So if they're dead on to us, or if we're not firing broadside, they'll have the advantage in the number of guns they can fire. But this is exactly the same setup as I have, except for mine aren't superimposed. Wait, did they design theirs first? Or no? Yeah, that was 1919. Okay. What's the battlecruiser? 27 knots. So this won't be able to escape us, but I'm very confident in victory because we have 17-inch guns, for God's sake. And now I'm not really worried about the rest of the stuff. 1905, all right, whatever. Some silly heavy cruiser that only had 6-inch guns. That's fine, that's fine. Great, so let's now sort by location and then type. We have quite a few battleships kicking around the Caribbean. That's not really necessary. We'll leave we want one to head up to defend the East Coast. Okay, then one to head up. We want one to head over to the West Coast, which we have one there. We need some support in the West Coast though, so let's leave one in the Caribbean and send these both to the West Coast. Good. West Coast, which I hope they can just traverse. Yeah, they can go right there thanks to the Panama Canal. This one will send you, well, let's sort by location again and then type so I can see what kind of heavy cruisers, what are we doing? We left these guys on foreign station. Let's put them to active fleet. Do we have anybody who's still on foreign station? Everyone's active fleet except for the one damaged one. Okay, good. Location type. All right, so we actually can start raiding in the Caribbean because that very silly circumstance where Japan actually has a colony. Whoa, that's quite zoomed in. Japan actually has a colony in the Caribbean. Do they have any ships here? I forgot. They do have their battle cruiser is supposedly here. That's amazing. So we actually need to make sure we leave enough ships to take care of the battleship. Okay, so not all of my battleships should run away from the Caribbean. Let's leave one of you guys here. Please don't be bugged. Oh, it's bugged. That's a bummer. What if we told you to move to the Caribbean instead? It's not an option. Damn. Okay, well, I can satisfy. Okay, it's stupid, it's weird, but I can actually do this. I can make you move to the Caribbean. So that way I'll still have 2 battleships in the Caribbean next turn. So 2 move to the West Coast, 2 in the Caribbean, and only 1 will be on the East Coast, but yeah, that's actually not good. Send this guy to raiding as well. And now let's see, where are our light cruisers at? Where are they all at right now? Okay, so most of them are on the East Coast. Let's move. We have 2 in the Northeast Asia, 3 in Southeast Asia, and then the Olympia class has 5 in the Caribbean. We probably need some on the West Coast, so let's. Oh, we do have some. We have these Baltimores on the West Coast. That's good. So that's actually pretty good. That's a pretty good distribution. I'm happy with that. Okay, we can't move the Decateurs, but the berries, lots of them on the East Coast. Well, we're going to need some in the Caribbean. Looks like we have plenty in the Caribbean. Are we lacking ships in any way? Yeah, so we're lacking a few here. Let's go ahead and set these guys all to anti-submarine warfare anyways, though. How many is this? 18. Yeah, that's about as many as I want for anti-submarine warfare. Okay, good. So I think this is just going to be, we'll just hit next turn and hope that everything is good. Okay, so now we have torpedo protection 3. I didn't even know we got up to torpedo protection 2. Double gun mounts on destroyers, that's impressive. I didn't know we had double gun mounts on light cruisers. Okay, so we sank 4 ships, and one of our submarines was sunk. That's a blessing in disguise, really. I don't want to pay for the maintenance of those guys. 1 versus 2. And we have a cruiser action. I don't know how they're going to fight a cruiser action without cruisers, but we'll accept. And they can't fight it without a cruiser. Okay, so the Denver intercepts a raider in the Northeast Asia. We'll fight this battle. And that might even bring this episode to a close. It's really nice that we did get into war with Japan, but I really hope that, if you can have your cake and eat it too, it would be for my heavy ships to fight their heavy ships. Okay, so let's enable all the displays. Whoops, wrong one. Set this up so people can actually see the window. I'm trying to remember that, and I apologize that I haven't always. And now let's go ahead and see where they're at. There it is. Okay, so flank speed. This is my Olympia class, from the looks of it. So if this one sinks, whatever. They are charging right at us. Wind is, we want to stay to the upper left. It looks small. Let's go in. It doesn't look like a battlecruiser, at least, right? Okay, yeah. That means we should be able to fire. Alright, what are we up against? 2.5-inch belt, 1-inch deck. This is almost exactly the same as me, except for they only have 4-inch guns. Did I get the elevated turret on this guy? I forget. 12,400, that's... I'm not sure, actually, if that's elevated or not. But let's go ahead and engage anyways. They can't escape, right? 23 knots. Yeah, we should be able to catch up to them. So let's go ahead and set this to fast and run continuously. Okay, well, we did it, though. We hit them. Let's not turn too much because we don't want to ruin our... Okay, well, we did ruin it already. Hit him again. And again, and yeah, we're starting to really pound them now. Do we have improved director firing? No, this is only central firing, too. Well, we're really laying it on them, jeez. Let's go ahead and switch direction just to avoid torpedoes. Just do a quick dodge. Even though that does reset kind of our turning thing. Okay, which one is jammed for us? Yeah, the front one. That's not going to help no matter which way we turn. Actually, we're okay to keep going like this. Hit again. Sorry, I turned. 2 more. That's good. Are they on fire? Heavy damage, though. And I don't know how to incentivize torpedoes. Again, it would be really nice to incentivize torpedoes. Let's also make sure that we don't get hit by any. Even if that means we have to change our course a lot. And I really like this. This is my preferred course of action, just to drift around the stern. I didn't see. Do they have any mines? They do have 30 mines. So we have to be really careful about cutting across their stern like that. Across their wake. It could be really dangerous. Because they are laying mines. They have the potential to lay mines at least. But I think we're ultimately just going to sink them before they really are able to get into this fight. And I'll sacrifice the wind at this point to just avoid going into and possibly getting hit by a mine. And now we're sacrificing the wind. We are no longer, it's no longer a good place for us. Okay, they've stopped. Let's kind of turn and then turn back just to, again, be very cautious of torpedoes. And anytime we want to launch a torpedo, that would be wonderful. Every time we hit, I'm still turning. I just really... Okay, they're dead in the water. Denver, I try not to babysit you too much, but that now would be a really good time to launch a torpedo. See, Denver's avoiding torpedoes. So I'm very happy that I made the decision to do a lot of dodging. Why are we not launching torpedoes, though? I really wish it was explained somehow how to force your ship to launch torpedoes. Launch torpedoes. Please launch torpedoes. Okay, well, they sank. And we didn't even take any damage. That's really nice. So, 10,000 free points. Victory. No reason to really dwell on this one. It was just a simple light cruiser victory. We can push on pretty easily. Good. So the first blood has been drawn for the war. Things are going well, as we expected against Japan. It's a bit of a David and Goliath situation for them. Hopefully, it's a David and Goliath that actually comes to fruition in terms of a huge dreadnought battle, though. That would be wonderful. Really, really cool. Okay, so now we have one on the East Coast, one on the East Coast, two on the West Coast, two in the Caribbean. Let's see if we more or less know where their ships are at. They still have a battlecruiser in the Caribbean, supposedly. Probably is going to stay that way then. So let's make sure that we're raiding in the Caribbean and the South. That's perfect. Okay. We can actually set another one to raiding here. And let's see who's in the Northeast Asia. We can set... we don't have enough ships in Northeast Asia, I think, to set anybody to raiding there. Can we set even one of these to raiding? I doubt it. Oh, we can. Okay, so one of the Olympias can get away with raiding. That's fine. We have quite a few Baltimores on the... Let's send the new Baltimores to the Southeast Asia or Northeast Asia. Well, just the West Coast, and we'll decide from there. Because these don't need to be near... since we already upgraded them, the other Baltimores, when we upgrade them, they'll reappear on the East Coast anyways. So it's better to have these other ships, the Baltimores, further away, because they'll be able to stay there while their brothers are getting refitted. Or their sisters, I guess, since for some reason we choose to call ships girls by the feminine attribute. Okay, well, that was a good, very good agreement with Germany, or sorry, Great Britain. So 4 ships and nothing else. Kind of surprised that we haven't sunk more ships raiding. How many ships do we have raiding? Well, we only have 4. 2 in the Caribbean, 2 in Southeast Asia. Yeah, we need more ships in Northeast Asia. Who do we have in Southeast Asia right now? Yeah, we only have those 4 ships, which means we can't afford for any other ships to be raiding right now. And we can't afford for either of these ships to be raiding. So, but we do have some on the West Coast. Why don't we just send some of the ships from the West Coast in? Yeah, okay, well, let's move these into Southeast Asia, but we'll move them through Northeast Asia, obviously. So they'll be jumping in with the rest of our fleet, actually. That's just a coincidence, but... shoot. Can I cancel it? No. So there's some kind of bug. I'll probably upgrade to the next version after this war, too. And then my last tutorial video will probably be, here's what to look for if you are playing on the newest version, which you probably will be. So let's go ahead and hit next turn. A few more months will do it. Another submarine sunk, but 10 victory points in the process. That's like a win-win. Oh, I hate coastal raids. Heavy cruiser, they have supposedly a battleship in the area. Okay, well, let's do it. Very good, I'm happy that worked out that way. I really did not want to fight that. Okay, so we put a lot of ships into Northeast Asia now. Let's just check the status, make sure nobody's running on empty. Running blind. Running into the sun, but I'm running behind. Okay, let's see. That one's fine. So we can set some of the light cruisers here to raiding now. We'll set both of these to raiding. Yes. Same thing. So we have 2 raiding now, and these in Southeast Asia will be able to raid more as soon as the 2 new battleships arrive. Okay, in the West Coast, how many do we have? Well, we have quite a few on the West Coast. We need to take some of these. Let's take the Baltimore 1919s and send these to Southeast Asia. Perfect. So now we'll be supporting some of the ships there. So we've kind of left the West Coast a little bare on forces. The good news is Japan, I think, is going to be spread out so thin defending her 3 areas that we should be okay. In fact, I'm not even sure where the Japanese battleship is. They have a heavy cruiser here. Destroyers, light cruisers, destroyers, destroyers. It's all the way over here for some reason. Well, whatever they think they need to do. Actually, we can actually, that's good. We should probably raid in the Mediterranean as well, because they have a colony there. Quality 1 10-inch guns. So you would be useful on my heavy cruisers, but Okay, so 3-1, that's fine. And they sank 2, we didn't sink any. A convoy attack. I don't think they want to accept this, but we will. Yeah. Okay, battleship engagement. They declined. Well, this is really not getting anywhere, is it? Heavy. I wonder if their battlecruiser counts as cruiser action. Well, I think we've seen before it does, right? No, that was an interception of the rating. And this one is actually working. Okay. So what do we have here? We have only light cruisers. Are they Olympia and Olympia? So 2 Olympia classes and what kind of... A Berry. Please be a Berry then. Wouldn't make sense otherwise. Yeah, okay. So 5 ships I don't care at all about. What are they doing? And I don't have any objectives. I can't do anything? Okay, so we need to spot their ships first. This is a light cruiser engagement, now I remember. Okay, really what we need to do is kind of... Oh, is that big? That looks like it could be big. I'm just immediately going to turn away. One, I want to get out of here because there's mines in these here parts. So let's flee back even around this island to get over to San Juan. So squad max, reverse course, and destroyers. You're no longer going to be on screen mode. What I want you to do is support in line ahead, which is going to make you in perfect condition to make torpedo runs at whatever ship this is. Actually, adjust this real fast. We probably can send the destroyers over there just to see what kind of ship it is. And we'll just kind of keep the light cruisers, we'll circle them around, I guess. But if the destroyers are there first, they'll be able to get out of there since there is no ship faster than 30. No battle cruisers, so I won't have to worry about battle cruisers. So let's see what it is exactly. Okay, so the game is afoot. Let's see what we're dealing with here. It says battle cruiser. That's not what I want to see. Okay, it is their main battle cruiser. Yet, what if we sank it? What if we torpedoed it? The Berry does have 2 broadsides for its torpedoes. Cry havoc and unleash the dogs of war. Well, it's not going to help if you guys start overheating. That's not going to help at all. Slow you guys down a bit. Let's slow you guys down a bit too. I'm not sure how I want to proceed with this. This is almost surely a light cruiser. How are we doing on vision? Good. So we're still in vision range. I need to be very careful about mines too. Oh, so that's the one that I guess had some engine problems. 27. Its max is 27 right now. But that's okay. We're only heading 26. And that is a destroyer. I mean, it's just crazy. How many light guns do they have? A lot. And it's really, really dangerous for us to pursue. Oh yeah, we're being shot at. It's really dangerous for us to pursue in enemy waters because mines. There's lots of mines. Now, if we pursue over their exact path, they don't have any... Oh wow, they have lots of torpedoes too. I don't see a good reason to continue this pursuit. I would like to, but the problem is I can't even close with this guy. He's so fast. We'll probably get shot to pieces even trying. I would like to do, what was it? The, what was the turkey shoot in World War II? Papua New Guinea, no, there was a situation where the US destroyers were sent to just make a run at the Japanese battle fleet line because they were trying to hold down some heavy cruisers or battleships that were, or was it actually some landing ships? And they did do the job. They actually, they just made torpedo runs. And it was successful. But that was under different circumstances, right? This is me pursuing them on their terms. I mean, on my terms, when I can choose to end the fight if I want. if I was trying to protect some landing vehicles, you know, this would be different. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and do this. Let me pause and get you guys to do AI controlled. Good. And now we'll go back to this. Kind of worm our way around and over to port. Let's go down to cruise. Okay, fine. Overheating. It's perfect timing. Yes to all. Ta-da! Alright, so just a meaningless engagement. And I actually think I'll wrap this episode up now. So we're a little bit ahead on the victory point count, thanks to an early light cruiser that we sank. And we'll continue fighting this war in the next episode. Until then, take care.